not with any hurry at all. Just drifting. The way a leaf drifts when it finally lets go of its branch. So, take one slow breath in. And let it out, even slower. Because tonight, we are going inside the lantern. And once we are inside, nothing will ask anything of you, ever again. The light from the lantern is not bright. It is the color of warm honey, poured slowly into a cup of tea. As you step closer, the light does not blind you. It simply widens, the way a doorway widens when someone opens it, just for you. And so, you step through. On the other side, there is no flash. No sound. No sudden change. There is only a soft hush, like the hush of snow falling on a rooftop, somewhere far above you. You are standing on a cobblestone path now, smooth and cool, beneath feet that suddenly feel lighter than they have all day. Above you, the sky inside the lantern is a deep, dusty blue, scattered with stars that blink slowly, unhurried, as if they, too, are getting ready for sleep. The path curves gently downward, toward a village nestled in a small valley, where every rooftop glows faintly gold, like the last coal in a dying fire. There is no wind here. There is no noise here, except for the soft, steady sound of a windmill turning somewhere in the distance, its blades sighing with each slow rotation. You take a step forward. Then another. And with each step, you feel a little more of today fall away from you, like dust brushed gently off an old coat. At the bottom of the path, there is a stone bridge, arching over a stream so calm, it barely seems to move at all. The water below is black glass, holding a perfect, upside-down copy of the stars above. You pause here, resting both hands on the cool stone railing, and you look down into the water. For a moment, you see your own reflection. Tired, soft-eyed, ready. Then the reflection shifts gently, and instead, you see the village. Rippling, glowing, waiting. A single firefly drifts past your shoulder, blinking once, twice, then settling on the railing beside your hand. Its small light pulses slower and slower, like a heartbeat easing into rest. You watch it for a while. You do not need to do anything else. You do not need to think of anything else. The stream beneath the bridge makes a sound like a lullaby hummed with no words, just breath, and rhythm, and patience. When you are ready, and only when you are ready, you continue across the bridge. Your footsteps barely make a sound on the old stone. On the other side, the path turns to soft dirt, lined with lavender bushes, their scent rising quietly into the night air, calm, and clean, and faintly sweet. Near the edge of the village, there stands a small cottage, with a crooked chimney, and a single round window glowing gold. This is the home of the lantern keeper. An old, gentle figure, whose only task, night after night, is to keep this village lit, calm, and safe, for anyone who wanders in. You do not need to knock. The door is already open. Just slightly, letting out a thin line of warm light, and the smell of chamomile, old wood, and rain that fell many years ago. Inside, the lantern keeper sits by a small fire, wrapped in a thick woolen shawl, hands folded, eyes half closed, as if listening to something only they can hear. They do not speak right away. They simply nod, slowly, as if to say, "You have arrived, exactly when you were meant to." A second chair waits by the fire. Soft, warm, shaped by years of quiet evenings. You sit. The fire crackles gently, low and steady. Never too loud, never too bright. At last, the lantern keeper begins to speak, in a voice like a low cello note, unhurried, warm, patient. Every lantern holds a village. And every village holds 100 small, safe places. Tonight, we will visit a few of them. You do not need to remember any of it. You only need to rest, and let the night carry you. You nod. The fire dims, just slightly, comfortably. And the walls of the cottage seem to soften, blur, and fade. Eventually, the night grows quieter. The village sleeps. The orchard sleeps. The lanterns drift slowly upon the dark water, glowing like fallen stars. Even the windmill turns only once every few moments, patient, unhurried, nearly still. And when at last you return to the lantern keeper's cottage, They are waiting at the door, smiling the smallest, gentlest smile. It's time, they whisper softly, for the village to rest. And for you, too. They place one warm hand upon your shoulder. And the world around you begins to soften, like a candle flame lowering gently, gently, into a single glowing ember. The cottage fades. The path fades. The stars above blur into a single wash of warm gold and deep blue, folding slowly inward, like the last page of a very old, very gentle book, closing. You do not need to hold on to any of it. You do not need to remember the bridge, or the orchard, or the lanterns on the water. They will still be there, waiting, inside the lantern, whenever you need them again. For now, there is only this. The quiet, the warmth, the soft, golden dark, wrapping around you like a blanket pulled gently to your chin, on the coldest, safest night of the year. Somewhere, far away, a lantern dims slowly, from gold, to amber, to the deepest, softest black. And you, at last, are simply resting. Nowhere to be. Nothing to do. Just this breath. And the next. And the next. Good night.